Yo, which boy Mike is on fire. Just like always, I've put on my detective hat and found another piece of internet content for you to feast your eyes upon. Before we get started, make sure you smash that like button. If you can, just put your cock and balls in your hand and just smash it against your mouse until you hit that like button. Also, don't forget to stick around for the entire video. It really does help me out. But enough of this shit talk. Let's move on to the real dumpster fire. Now today, I want to bring up a little channel by the name of My Story Animated. For those of you that don't know, they basically take shitty internet stories and turn them into anime. In my personal opinion, I really don't have an issue with people doing this, but it becomes a bit of an issue when you realize these stories are just fabricated pieces of bullshit. My Story Animated kind of reminds me of like a loose bag of heroin. You can pretty much expect what you're gonna get in every single video. The same made-up stories that people keep coming back to for that sweet ad revenue. Time and time again, people keep coming back for their daily hit of, this is a real juicy story. But I mean, shit, you'd think with a YouTube channel named My Story Animated, they would actually be stories where they animate real stories. But that line is bigger than the blueberry girl from Willy Wonka. I swear to God, motherfuckers just write down the first thing that comes to their head. That shit just turns into cringe made-up stories. Mom raised me to be a gold digger and live to regret it. Hold on to your dildos and let's give this a listen.
My parents were hosting one of their grand Christmas parties when suddenly a group of men from the FBI barged in. One of them said, "You're under arrest for fraud," as they walked straight up to Dad. He screamed in protest as he was dragged away. Turns out, Dad had invested in a business venture with his friend, and it was a complete scam.
Yo, what the fuck? We got the founder of Fire Festival over here, Billy McFarland, jerking himself off about his grandiose business deals. Yo, Dad going to jail, bitch! He owed them IRS billions of dollars. Yo, Daddy gonna be locked up for a long time.
The friend had run away with so many people's money, including Dad's. While he was in prison, I'd watch men in suits come by every day to take away all our things. They let us keep the house, though. Mom and I would snuggle up in sleeping bags in front of the fireplace in the big, empty living room.
You see, when your dad goes to jail for fraud, the police will come and take all your shit, your couch, your forks, your dog, but not the house. You get to keep your $1 million house. You will sleep on the goddamn floor, you peasant!
Dad was released on bail after a few months. I thought things would start to get better. But Dad wasn't a pleasant man without money. Mom had started working as a maid, and when Dad got back, he turned up his nose at her and said, "Yuck! You clean people's bathrooms now?"
You filthy wench, back to the brothel. Who the fuck thought of this story? This man is a goddamn wife beater. Now I could see this as a plausible scenario in some rich people's homes, but this story is just big time cringe.
He refused to do anything himself except whine.
This guy has some emotional disorder or something. Mans is like an alien of some sort. This is big time cap.
I was forced to leave my fancy private school, of course, but he wouldn't even send me to a public one. He said, "I'm not spending any money on your education. If you were a boy, you would at least have some use."
Damn, holy shit. This man just flamed the fuck out of his own daughter. This is why I think this shit is not real at all. This is like some archaic way of thinking. Mans won't send her child to school because she's a girl. What a classic tale.
One evening, Dad walked in looking happier than he had in ages, and he was carrying takeaway food bags from our favorite sushi place. Mom glared at him and said, "What's that? The money I gave you was for a month's worth of groceries." Dad snapped at her. "Be quiet, woman. We have guests coming over in an hour."
Be quiet, woman! You are nothing but a slave to me. Get on your knees and beg.
Some men walked in and flashed a piece of paper in his face, saying the house had been seized and we would have to leave immediately.
The IRS just busted open the door like the goddamn SWAT team. Bitch, you lost your house! Time to go to the homeless shelter, you peasant fuck.
In the morning, as Mom was heading out for work, a woman drove up to the entrance of the shelter in her flashy red convertible and honked loudly. Dad came running out and, to our shock, jumped into the car and said, "Hey babe, I missed you." I realized that it was his former secretary. He looked back at us and said, "This place is just too filthy for me."
I can guarantee you this shit does not happen. Man busts out of the homeless shelter like Donkey Kong. Just then he sees his sexy secretary in the car. Man's getting roadhead for sure. This story is big cap.
Mom said she would keep doing her cleaning job. "I want you to hang out with the right kind of people and meet a nice guy." That meant rich, of course.
Alright, listen, I'm not gonna lie. Would you rather be a slave with billions of dollars or a slave with no money at all? The girl has a point, but this is a shit way to live. Go to private school so you can get fucked by rich men. This family pisses me off. Also, where is his wife's divorce money? I was waiting for her to be like, "I got half his last paycheck. Let's go buy a yacht."
I got off the bus 2 blocks away and walked to my new school for New York's elite. I took 2 steps inside and tripped over something. I quickly got up, hoping no one had noticed. "Ouch, you okay?" I heard someone say. I turned around to see the most gorgeous boy smiling warmly at me. He introduced himself as Eli. Just then, a loud sports car sped into the parking lot, drowning out his voice. A really good-looking boy hopped out and was instantly surrounded by other students. Now that looked like someone I should be dating.
Dude, get the fuck out of here. This bullshit is Cap 101. On the first day, she gets dicked down by this slightly cute poor man, but then realizes the rich man was the one she needed to fuck. This shit is faker than my butt implants. Video coming soon.
He was rich, and Mom would be so happy. But that annoying Eli wouldn't leave me alone. I could tell he was totally into me.
God damn it! What does this peasant think he's doing being attracted to me? You selfish son of a bitch. I swear, this girl thinks she owns the world. People in real life do not function like this on a normal level.
At lunch, Logan, the hot guy, came over to me. With a grin, he said, "I don't believe we've met. A pretty girl like you shouldn't be sitting alone." Yes!
Just fuck me now! This Cinderella story is straight cap, bro. Mans walks into the lunchroom like Prince Charming. I will bone you till you can no longer walk. Your asshole will be quaking. Her pussy runs like a waterfall. God, this story pisses me off.
But then I heard Eli's annoying voice. "Let's go to the library, Mia." You go ahead. I think I'm going to stay here for a bit," I said, giving Logan a flirty smile. Eli walked away quietly. Soon enough, we were joined by Logan's minions, and before I knew it, I had become part of his exclusive circle.
Exclusive circle? More like his prostitute. Nah, bro, I'm kidding. Logan is straight pimpin' though. Makes me wonder if this story's real. Oh, wait. Who the fuck knows at this point?
I started hanging out more and more with Logan and his friends.
Alright, we need to stop and pause here for a second. I know the animation doesn't mean much in the full context of what the story is actually trying to present, but what the fuck is my man's doing to that guy right there? He is giving him the shakedown to pay for some OnlyFans. How the hell do people see people like this and go, yeah, that's the guy for me? Shit story.
One day, Logan announced that he was going to throw a huge party at his house next month. Everyone was waiting anxiously to see who would be on the guest list. I was on it. When I told Eli excitedly, he suddenly lost his cool and said, "I don't know what you see in that guy."
Okay, now this comment doesn't have really much to do with the story, but hear me out for a second. When a girl sees that this guy, Eli, is simping over her, and she tries to come up to him and tell him about the other party she's going to with another dude, what the fuck is my man supposed to do? Sit there and take it? Like the goddamn beta male that he is? I swear, I can't tell if this girl's just stupid or this story's just made up.
Then he took my hand and said, "Mia, I'm falling for you. Say you'll go out with me." I had my sights set on Logan, but, well, Eli was pretty rich too, and he really adored me. He pulled me in for a kiss, and I kissed him back. We were officially dating now.
Boo! Cringe! First of all, what kind of bullshit love story is this? If this was in real life, that girl would have consulted all her other friends, probably talked shit about him behind his back at one point, caught feelings and then lost feelings moments prior, and then decided she wasn't ready for a relationship. It's the circle of life. That's why this shit is cap, bro.
Logan didn't look too happy seeing us going around holding hands. The other person who wasn't too happy was my mother. At first, she was excited to hear I was going out with one of the boys from school. But she went with me to his house one day to drop me off and looked really disappointed. She exclaimed, "That's their house? It looks like a cottage."
Bitch, you were homeless about 5 minutes ago. Quit talking shit about someone else's house when you can't even afford to pick up your own shit. Plot line. This mom is a savage though. She called that shit a cottage. Damn, I'd be offended. But her reasoning is garbage.
A few days before the party, Eli texted me to come to his place in the evening. His mom told me he was in the backyard. My eyes widened when I saw the whole setup. We had a wonderful dinner and danced under the stars. Suddenly, Eli took my hand and slipped a beautiful ring on my finger. Wait, what? Had this guy just proposed to me?
Bro, this shit does not happen. You're really gonna tell me he had a party with just you? Eli needs to get back to playing Fortnite with the boys.
When I reached Logan's place for the party, my jaw dropped. It was the biggest mansion I'd ever seen. Logan was outside greeting all his guests. He looked really happy to see me. His parents are away, and he gave us a tour of the house. I was having a hard time not looking completely awestruck. Logan was so much richer than I thought.
Oh, my pussy is dripping. Logan is so rich. Oh. This is why I hate women. They're only in it for the money. Poor plot development. The story is not real.
Logan came up to me and whispered in my ear that I looked really pretty tonight. Before I knew it, he was pulling me in for a kiss. I was about to pull away, but then I thought, he's so much richer than Eli. And I kissed him back.
And girls wonder why boys have trust issues. Whether this story is real or not, this shows you exactly why you cannot trust anybody. Once they get the right amount of money in front of their face, they will do anything. That is a fact about life. God, this story makes me want to commit.
The next day at school, Eli seemed to be in a really bad mood. He wouldn't even look at me. I caught up with him and asked what the matter was. He turned to me coldly. "It's over, Mia. I'm breaking up with you." He took his phone out and showed me some Instagram posts. I stared at them, horrified. Someone from the party last night had taken pictures of me and Logan kissing. And Logan was the one who posted them.
Okay, what kind of alien technology is supposed to make me believe this shit? Not only did you go to 2 parties in one night, you went to the second party, kissed the dude that liked you, he got the surveillance cam footage of you guys making out, put it on his Instagram, and within 24 hours, you had a boyfriend and lost a boyfriend. My brain is completely bamboozled.
The next day, when he turned up at school, Logan greeted me with a grin and planted a big kiss on my lips. I saw Eli looking at us before walking away. My heart sank. I had decided not to confront Logan right away, so I pretended everything was okay. Later, while I was hanging out with Logan and his friends during lunch break, I heard an all too familiar voice. It was Dad.
Dude, what the fuck? Why the hell is your dad at your school? I thought he didn't want you to get an education in the first place. Mans has no business showing up to your school like that. This shit is deceit and lies.
Just as I was leaving, I saw Logan heading out too. I decided to follow him and ask him why he had ruined everything by posting my pictures. He led me straight to the mansion he'd had the party at. What was going on? I was just going to ask him. I peeked over the wall and froze on the spot. There was Logan, wearing gardener's clothes and mowing the lawn. A woman who looked just like him came over to kiss him on the cheek and headed inside with cleaning supplies. Just then, Logan spotted my head over the wall and turned pale. He slowly walked out of the gate towards me. Almost crying, he begged, "Mia, please don't tell anyone. It'll ruin me." He went on to explain that he and his mom worked here.
You peasant! You've been exposed! Logan actually is a slave! Bravo. Thank you, My Story Animated. How the fuck does this shit even work? I'm telling you, bro, the writers of this story had to be high off their ass. The ultimate gold-digging story. This shit is straight cringe, bruh. I could not finish this entire video. Basically, long story short, Logan turns out to be a poor-ass douchebag and she falls for Eli instead. It's not worth your time, so I'll save you the trouble. This shit makes me want to tear my nuts off. Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Make sure to do all the things like, comment, subscribe, notifications on, yada, yada, yada. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!